The following game has been rated M for mature by the ESRB for blood and gore, use of drugs, strong language, and intense violence. That means anyone under the age of 17 should not be watching this video. You have been warned.
Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we are returning back to Fallout 4. No, that's the other highly popular series made by the same developing publishing company. So the premise of Fallout 4 is that you are the lone survivor of a nuclear fallout shelter known as a vault in the post-apocalyptic radioactive wasteland that used to be the United States of America. And the thing about the vault that you were in, as opposed to pretty much every other vault that was made, is that rather than it being a generational safe haven where people go underground, hide out for generations while the nuclear fallout and radiation from the atomic warfare subsides, you are cryogenically frozen along with your family and a whole bunch of other people. Unfortunately, the other people, including your spouse, don't actually make it, and your one and only child is stolen by characters as yet unknown. So you manage to break out of your cryopod, escape what's left of the vault, and meet some people in an attempt to find your son. That is the basic gist of it. Things do kind of go sideways relatively quickly. And while we meet new friends, finding the character's child is not going to be easy, especially given the fact that it is the primary goal of the game. And stated as such, this game is of course made by... Thank you again. And that being said, let us begin.
Alright, so this is our home, known as Sanctuary Hills. This is where our character lived with his family before the bombs fell. And now that the bombs have fallen, I've decided to just take over my old house and go from there. It is a bit of a ramshackle place, but I have made some improvements, most notably display cases for all of the guns. Also, I named all of the guns. This is Stellar, the shotgun. This is Piper, the pipe rifle. This is Kenzie, the sniper rifle. This is Pearl, the bolt action pipe rifle. And this is Sophia, the laser musket. We also have a bunch of, those are the rifles. I also have a bunch of handheld weapons, most notably Taylor, the tire iron with an axe blade built into it. Coco, the pull cue. And Brittany, the security baton. And I also have a bunch of handheld weapons. Basically, this is Nell, the 45 caliber pistol. She's small and quite loud, but if I get her upgraded, she can dismember a ghoul relatively quickly. Serafina, the 10mm handgun that we found at the very beginning in the vault. She's had some work done, but it's all for the benefit. And Pepper, who's currently a pipe revolver handgun right now. I may upgrade her to a rifle. I may not. I haven't quite fully decided yet. And there's also Molly, the minigun. And so far, these are what I like to call my girls. Basically, I find a new weapon, I upgrade the snot out of it, and I give it a woman's name because I'm weird and crazy like that. Other than the space for the girls, there isn't really much that I added. Bobblehead stand, which may have appeared in the last video, also my character's bed, and a few extra things to store extra little tidbits. I did clean up Sanctuary Hills a little bit, and before I forget, I did play a little bit in between episodes. Wasn't really all that much. Well, I originally wasn't planning on having it being all that much. I did add a doghouse for, well, the dog. It was basically just to finish the residency for everyone else. This is, well, the habitat area. It is a large, you could argue, apartment complex capable of holding about 20 people, 40 if I wish to give everybody a roommate. I could go, well, I can't really go higher than this because the roof of the top floor is the upper limit to the build area. So if I basically build a staircase up there and climb onto the roof, it thinks I'm outside of the build area of Sanctuary Hills and exits build mode. So always fun, but it happens. Haven't really done much else with many of the other rooms, well, many of the other houses. I could technically have people live in them, but for Sanctuary Hills, I like giving everybody their own place. I mean, the other settlements, due to build restrictions and size and volume allotment, I'll usually have them sleeping practically on top of each other wherever they can fit, or even go with communal living. But for Sanctuary Hills, I like having it be a little bit more private. No, this is supposed to be the, well, head or capital of... Are we a faction? Just a group of like-minded allied settlements. But anyway, command and control for everything I like to think is in Sanctuary Hills. So it's the hub of everything. Plus, if all the other settlements could be built as extensive as Sanctuary Hills could be, everybody there would be private rooms as well. But I can't, so it's not. This is our one and only set of power armor so far. I will eventually get more, and I will once I get the ability to build more. Once I get the materials to actually build more power armor frames and whatnot. Last time I played this, I stuffed everything in this house. So this ended up being the powered armor armory, for lack of a better term. And, the rest of the house was just basically kept empty or assigned to somewhere else. And this area I did clear out, and I think I was planning on putting growing plots here so that way I knew where all of my plants in the garden were. This is, of course, the garden, and yeah, it's just so that way I could see things like the gourds and the melons just on the ground. Even though I technically don't need to do that. The only other thing that I know of that I build regularly, or most importantly, is what I like to call the Arsenal of Freedom, which is more a museum than actual armory, and it's more for the armor as opposed to weapons, although the specialty named weapons that I don't really use will also get stored here as well. I'm not entirely certain why I decided to have all the mannequins be of the female shape.
I mean, I know why I decided to have all the mannequins of the female shape. I mean, just look at them.
Answer's right there. But it's also a case that for especially outfits and armor and whatnot, if they have a different silhouette or just look differently on the female form as opposed to the male form, I can just put them on the armor racks, and I can see what they look like. And if I want to know what it looked like on a guy, I can just... Right. One of these buttons I know does third person. Let's jump. That's deploying a hold weapon. That's on and off flashlight. That's melee attack. Don't know what that does. Right, so anyway, I know that there is a way to get a third-person camera up in the game. I just don't use it, so I don't remember what it is. But if I wanted to see what the armor looked like on a guy, I could just go third-person and look there. And this is just a crate full of spare armor and weapons that I might want to eventually use. But I haven't gotten around to it because I don't have the facility set up to modify much of anything. I mean, if I look at the perk chart, one thing that I really want to focus at the very beginning is the various settlement aspects, which are for local leader. So at 1 star, I'm able to set up supply lines between workshop settlements, which is helpful when I start getting multiple settlements. What I really want is a 2nd star, which allows me to build stores and workstations, so I can have extra armor crafting and weapon crafting benches, as well as build more power armor stations and even set up shops, which allows me to buy and sell things right here. So let's sleep for 8 hours real quick, just simply because it's getting to nightfall. Alright, so now we're well rested and it's daylight out, so I don't need the flashlight on. I did do some small amount of exploring in between episodes as well. Haven't really done much. Abernathy Farm we know of. Wick Shipping Field Lockup we know of. I did hit up the Drumlin Diner and complete that quest. Not really thinking about it. It wasn't really all that big or in-depth. It was just basically go to the diner, talk with the drug dealers out front, because the owner of the diner's son bought some chems from them on account and hasn't paid up yet. I could also talk to the diner owner and her son and, you know, talk with them about it, and then I shot both the drug dealers repetitively until they died, and that's how I got Piper. No, not Piper. That's how I got Pepper. Anyway, so I completed that quest, so I do have this store down here, and that's really about as far as I've gotten. I did also go back to USAF Satellite Station Olivia and basically clear out everything. I did also mark the robotics disposal ground on the map, but never really explored that. I want to say same with thicket excavations. But first thing I was planning on doing was to basically go to Ten Pines Bluff. Just simply because that's arguably the next quest. I mean, I could technically go to Diamond City, but it's all the way down here, and there's a lot of stuff between here and there, and a lot of stuff that wants to kill you, so best do the easy stuff out of the way. Because I think difficulty ramps up the farther you get from Sanctuary Hills in a diagonal type line. So this corner of the map's generally the easiest, and difficulty increases as I go this way or this way. And I believe the hardest difficulties are actually down in, say, this corner, right in the middle of the ocean, because there's nothing there. And down here, where it's basically an irradiated death trap. So, best to get the basics out of the way first in this area. I do like completing the map in segments, and the first segment's this area. Once I manage to complete Ten Pines Bluff, I should be able to start building up settlements and start rebuilding effectively civilization, even though, you know, I can build I can build multiple settlements up and have probably probably close to a couple hundred people working and living in said settlements, but I can't build my own army. I mean, that would be kind of cool. Just imagine like a Fallout 4 game where you start doing this thing, and eventually, once you pacify an entire area, it effectively becomes a Mountain Blade with energy weapons. Oh, first thing I should do before exploring is pick up weapons.
I'm always glad to see the sun come up one more time.
Because, well, I'm sure I can fight everything fisticuff and to the death. They will all have guns, and I won't, so not very smart idea. So first thing I should probably look at is the amount of ammo that I have for everything. So I have 26 308 rounds for Kenzie, 261.38 rounds for Piper, 5.44 rounds for Pepper, 19.45 rounds for Nell, 160 rounds for Serafina, 327 rounds for Molly, a bunch of grenades and mines, 34 fusion cells for Sophia, and a bunch of fusion cores, one mini nuke, which I picked up from the comm station Olivia, but I don't have a mini nuke launcher yet, 7 Molotov cocktails, and 20 shotgun shells for... What are you again? Who are you again? Stella. So, not all that much in the way of ammo. I guess the highest amounts that I have are going to be the 308, the 38 rounds, and the 10mm rounds. I'm definitely not taking Molly out on this trip, just simply because the miniguns are, let's just say, a special solution for a special problem. And going exploring is not a special problem. Let's see. So, I also like characterizing my various weapons based off of pseudo ranges. So, Piper is more of a mid-range weapon, whereas Stella would be a short-range weapon. Or I guess I should call them girls. So, yeah, you get the idea. So I would have, well, and Serafina I would also consider to be a short-range girl, and I should probably put in lights here. Still, I'm not using the flashlight. So I have a short range and medium range weapon on hand, so I should probably consider a long range weapon as well. And I have 34 fusion cells, and yes, I consider Sophia a long range girl, as well as Kenzie. I want to say those are my only 2 long range girls right now. I mean, I do have 2 more fusion cells than 308 rounds, but I generally charge Sophia up to her maximum capacity, which I believe for right now is still the 2 crank charge. So basically, I'm using 2 fusion cells per shot, which would be about 17 shots. So I would still technically have more rounds if I take Kenzie. So I'm taking Kenzie. So grab Kenzie, and almost forgot to grab Piper and Serafina. And because I can run out of ammo, I should probably take a melee weapon as well. And I like axes, so I'll take Taylor as well. Now, I do only have really one full set of armor, this Raider set right now. I could probably upgrade it, and probably should, but early on, you're limited in your supplies, especially adhesive, which is the one material you need for pretty much everything that you can build, but you don't actually salvage it. Now, you can effectively grow it in the form of you grow various crops and you can make vegetable starch, which can be used as an adhesive, but right now I don't have the gardens large enough to actually do that. So for right now, it's just standard Raider armor. And I should probably also equip everything. Also, I should probably take explosives, just in case I need them. That was not intended. Anyway. I don't really use mines, and I have more Molotov cocktails than I do grenades, so we'll take the Molotov cocktails. Just equip them as well. And just put them on a favorite slide, even though I probably won't need them. And I should also probably equip the armor as well. That's a favorite key. You can tell I haven't really played this in quite a while. I don't really remember what the buttons do. Alright, so now we should be set up to go. I don't have an outside storage for medical supplies because I generally just keep them in my pockets constantly. So off we go. At a run. Now I haven't really been to Ten Pines Bluff, so we can't really fast travel there just yet. I could technically fast travel to an area close to it, but now at least for the early portion of the game, I just like wandering around everywhere because I will literally grab everything not nailed down, whatever can pry back up. So you don't really get nearly as much stuff as you're fast traveling as you would if you just simply walk there. Even though, yes, I'm well aware that I'm making a video and I'm technically on the clock. Because no one wants to watch a 3-hour video of me doing this. And I especially don't want to edit a 3-hour video of me just doing this. Yeah, I guess I could technically speed it up, but we are at one thing that I found playing in between episodes, and that's this thing. So I mean, it's a circuit breaker which leads to this vacuum sealed location up here. And I didn't really get around to, I mean, it's an easy fix. I actually found Nell up here. But so it's just a bunch of caps. Okay. Alright, so that was a small little thing. I don't see why it matters. I thought maybe I should turn on the vacuum pump, but I don't see why that matters. Still, extra money does help with the economy of, well, everything. I mean, you also do get to see some things while fast traveling that you don't often see. Like this tree right here, and yes, I'm well aware the tree isn't special, but I felt like sharing the whole, you get to see things you don't always get to see while fast traveling, and the only thing I could think of to look at was that tree. And this former billboard. Can I get up here, I wonder? I can, if I walk in a straight line. I would say there's no point in here, but I would say there's an enemy here, but it's just a rad stag. Why do I hear some sort of metallic sound? That would be why. So, I'm guessing that red stag is now gone. Well, I shot it in its head. It has 2 heads, so... What's that say? Thicket excavations quarry. Yeah, I don't believe I have enough caps to pay off the guy there. More silt beans. Couldn't be picking these things up if I had fast travel. I mean, probably would have, because closest area to Ten Pines Bluff is Radar Satellite Station Olivia, So I probably would have fast traveled there and probably, well, taken this exact same route. Even though 10 Pines is actually in this direction. And I was following the road. But we're practically here, so there's no more point. Well, I would like to point out that while I can pick up silt beans and things like wild mute fruit flowers, I can't actually grow them, which I think is kind of odd. I mean, you would think that if I can find things like wild carrots or any other type of plant, I should be able to technically just grow it. But I can't. It's just the various things. I mean, somebody probably made a mod somewhere. There's probably plenty of mods, but
Hi, how are you?
oh, no more Paul. Crazy, how have you been? Alright. Do not be alarmed,
What
citizen.
do you want? We don't need any more trouble around here.
The Minutemen sent me?
Didn't you ask the Minutemen for help?
You're with the Minutemen? I didn't really think you fellas still existed. We sent word with one of them passing traders, but honestly, I never expected anything to come of it. Most people don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days after Quincy. Bad business, that.
Well, we had some downsizing issues, but we're in a building phase.
Is there something you need my help with?
Whew. Yeah, I'm damn glad you're here. There's a raider gang that's been giving us trouble for weeks. Stealing food and supplies, threatening to kill us all if we don't pony up. We know where they're coming from, but we can't go up against a gang like that.
Will you be willing to join the Minutemen once I've dealt with those raiders?
Well, we'll certainly give it a good long think. People have gotten used to not being able to count on you folks. That's not going to change overnight.
Important things never do. So, I have to go to the Corvega assembly plant and basically kill everybody. Easy! In, you know, description purposes. Execution is something to be desired because Corvega is rather large. Believe me, I've already done this before. Oh look, a bridge. And birds. Lots of birds. I need a better magazine for a Piper. And by better, I mean holds more bullets. I would say what's in this thing, but that's the wrong end. And it also doesn't open up anyway, so moot point. See, I know there's an airplane here. I can see it on the map. And I'm hearing gunshots. Alright, I don't know who's fighting who yet, so let's not open fire just yet.
You killed him!
That's a raider. That's a scavenger. More scavengers. Right, so
Come on! I need some goddamn fire support! Playing games with me, huh?
I mean, I'm inclined just to sit here and let them duke it out.
I've done this hundreds of times. Think you'll be any different?
Or, you know, I could just shoot the guys that say raider. Anybody else? I'm serious about grabbing everything not nailed down and whatever can pry back up.
Yes.
You never know what could be useful this early in the game. Hidden compartment. Unlock master. Oh, look, combat shotgun.
Huh?
Okay, so somebody's shooting at us now.
What the? A lot of blood.
Sorry about that. Alright, so I guess neither side was really friendly. Okay.
Damn it! Where'd you go?
Where are you? There you are. I mean, they were running away. I probably should not have shot them. But still, enemies have a tendency to turn around and come back. Alright, so there was a raider psycho somewhere around in here. Just don't know where they went.
Won't be
Oh,
able
look,
to
a
pick
safe.
this.
That, I can't unlock because my lockpicking skill isn't great enough.
Sweet.
Nice collection of hats. Alright, so I'm not getting into the safe, nor this hidden compartment just yet, so I guess we gotta come back here. I mean, there might be something in this wing section. There was also that one raider psycho I saw earlier that I haven't found the corpse of yet. I mean, how good can mongrel dog meat be if it's been in a crashed plane for 200 years? I mean, it's a cooler, it's not a hermetically sealed cryovat. Let's see if I can actually get up here easily. Okay, that was easier than I thought it would be. Oh, look, a magazine. Now, kind of almost wish you could actually read these. Kind of like the books in Skyrim. But you can't, so moot point. So what's that? But it's just a hole in the wall. Alright, grab the flight recorder from, I'm assuming, the cockpit. It's kind of hard to tell because there's no actual flight controls here. So either the plane was flying itself or the flight control stations were scavenged already. I'm going to assume it's a combination of, well, both. Alright, so I'm assuming that's everything. And now that's probably everything. Or, you know, everything that I can get access to right now. So, let's just continue on to Vega. Which, once I get out of the radiation area, is in the opposite direction. So, it's this way. I think. Oh, what's this monument looking thing? Wildwood Cemetery. Yeah, let's not bother with it. Let's not bother with the disrupting the dead and things that probably aren't dead but should be. Come on, dog, let's go. I give him a name, but I know for a fact that the game will eventually call him Dog Meat. I think last episode just kept calling him Dog Meat anyway, so. So this is a random junkyard, but people are starting to shoot things. So someone's still here. Several someones. Sounded like a mole rat, and because it was a mole rat. Nope, that's the dog. That's not the dog. Actually hit things. Might be more effective. Let's not use one of the long barrels when a short one would be more helpful. Stand still so I can shoot you. That works. Oh, there you go. I think that one's dead. There we go. You good? I'm assuming maybe you are kind of, well, spewing out a green fog, so. I don't think the companions can die, and I don't want to know where it was keeping those bottle caps. Oh, even more. Goody. That was the dog. That was not. That's still alive, actually. Now, are you all dead now? What about entire mole rat civilization while I'm at it? Probably should. Is there anything even worthwhile here? Bunch of dead mole rats. I don't think I killed them. Alright, nothing in there. I mean, I could go further exploring this place. It doesn't say that it's cleared. But I have a job to do, so... Ah, random settler. I wonder if she was the one who was shooting things. Well, too late to save her now. She's kind of dead, so... Waste not, want not. It is the apocalypse, after all. Alright, so what do we have here? Mystic Pines.
There we go.
Another magazine. Not certain I would want to read this one. Although I do gain better prices when buying from a vendor, so... I guess it's useful. I would ask why everything's Halloween themed, but then I remember the bombs fell in October. I think actually a couple days before Halloween, so... That's why everything's Halloween themed. No Nuka-Cola in this one either, interesting. Do you worry me that these boxes of Salisbury steak and bubblegum will actually survive for like 200 plus years? Various pots. Gourd? I have gourds. I've got plenty of gourds.
That's
What's
it.
behind this locked door? And the answer, very little. Although there is a stairs down, so... Spare fusion core. Not like the residents of Misty Pines are going to need it. Don't think there actually are any. And that's actually a coffin. So let's head back up and leave. Quickly. Alright, so I want to be heading in this direction. This is a graveyard, so I'll leave these things. Poor person. At least they're probably with their loved one now. Have been for quite some time, truth be told. And we're at Lexington. Not to be confused with Concord. This place is infested with ghouls. Alright, let's save just in case, and Corvega is right around here. I'd like to point out, Concord's like a small city block and like three roads, whereas Lexington's like a small city unto itself. Well, to be fair, I've never actually. Well, I have traveled to the real life Concord in Lexington, I believe, but it's been some time since I've actually been there, so I don't know if, at least proportionately, the two towns are effectively their real life equivalent sizes. Let's see what's up here. I'm thinking very little to not much. Huh. That's a goal. I would say, how did a truck get on top of a building, but there is a sky highway up here. And it looks like it's been reinforced, so... Yep, I've been seen. Don't know by who, but this is probably not a good place to be having a firefight. Given the fact that if they were on the road, they would have a height advantage over me and better cover. So let's get down. I'm guessing this was some sort of car park. Of course, Corvega wasn't an auto assembly yard, I believe.
Who's there? Hell yeah!
Alright, I've been seen. So we start the fight. One down. And this is why I brought a long-range girl. Now I'm going to see who I'm trying to shoot at. Say VATS isn't all that helpful, but it is.
What you got left in?
Of course, there are disadvantages to having long-range women being used. That's a Molotov. Okay, who's next? Up top as well. They got into some cover. Come on, where are you? There you are. You're wandering back and forth up here. As somebody else shows up. Where are you? There you are. There's always one person I can't see. Alright, where's the one... I probably should not be looking for loot while I'm being shot at. Very bad idea. Say, where's that one raider that came running out here? Because, you know, gunfight, very smart idea to use a knife. no way up here this way. Just hug this wall so that way they can't see easily. That's a machine gun turret. There that goes.
Oh, man, come back. I was having fun.
I'm sure you were.
No sign of him now.
Alright, clearly that wasn't the only guy up there. There's you. Actually has armor. He may actually be in powered armor.
I'm just getting started.
Where are all these bandits coming from? Anybody else? It says I'm hidden, and I'm running low on ammo for Kenzie. So... also running low on health. What's my inventory look like? Very big place.
Hey, I think someone's out there.
Shit's got ambush all over it.
Get a grip on yourself.
Shush. Bad idea. Bad idea.
What the hell was that?
Peekaboo.
Oh, hello.
Hell yeah.
Bad idea. Oh, that's a lot of people. Seriously? I have absolutely no idea if that actually hit anybody. This is why I enjoy automatic weapons. I can't aim worth snot. And I should probably heal. And I should probably find better cover. I should probably also aim. I'm also down to my last 12 rounds for Serafina.
Can't see. Out of pit. Go for the side. Giant me.
Yeah, you're not the only one with, Let's leave real quick. So you're not the only one with Molotov cocktails. But I am also running low on health. and health packs and wielding a weapon that has no ammo. So let's think about our lives real quick. What else do I have in terms of aid? Alright, so...
Yo, psst.
Currently carrying too many things, but that's what the dog is for. I mean, the dog's also for helping me fight enemies, but mostly for carrying the extra stuff. Alright, and one of those was the piece of armor that I had equipped, so... equip that real quick. And back inside we go. This is going well. No, it's not. Alright, I do not have any cover. Just gonna grab everything. Oh look, there you are. You're dead. Alright, trying to fight an automatic turret with no cover and probably not my smartest decision. But it's dead and I'm not, so I'm gonna take that as a success. Looks like that guy's dead. Hear the dog whining, so he's probably injured. Oh, there you are.
Feel that? It's called fear.
Alright, so I would say it's a very bad idea to stop to look at lore in the middle of a firefight, but they basically hit a caravan, and these raiders heard of another caravan spotted nearby, and based off of the description, it looks like it's Preston Garvey's group. Basically, an old woman dressed like a fortune teller and some joker in her cowboy hat. I'm guessing the joker is Preston. Which, don't tell him this, but it's probably fitting. Anyway. Let's grab some stuff.
Yeah.
That's about we grab.
Keep running.
Pull the gun out of our pants. And someone picked up the storage key. I like how they lock the boxes inside of a locked room.
Got it.
But, my stuff now. More ammo for, well, everything. Reload Serafina just in case I need it. Need her. Alright, do any of these guys have a leather? There is a leather chest piece, so... Now, if I manage to get back to Sanctuary Hills, I should technically have a full set of leather armor. Even though the Raider armor does offer more protection. I think the leather's more upgraded. Basically, the Raider armor's essentially just a bunch of metal welded together, whereas the leather armor's, at least in its more advanced versions, actual, like, hardened leather. I think you can also, has more better upgrade options as well. Let's not take the elevator up just yet. And I'm once again carrying too many things. So let's, you know what, let's even carry even more. Don't ask me where the dogs fit in all of this, and he can't carry any more either, so... I guess we need to be more selective as to what we're carrying now. Oops.
Oh, shut the fuck up a second. I hear something. Over here!
Alright, that's a turret over there. See, this is why I pack a melee weapon. I mean, technically, it's on the off chance I run out of ammo for, well, all my girls, but, That turret dead? No, that turret is not dead. Now it's dead. And we're once again carrying more stuff than we should be. And the dog can't carry anything else, so... A storage locker? I don't want to... I can just leave things on the ground. I dropped the chest piece I was carrying, wasn't I? Yes, I did. Anyway. Alright, so I'm guessing the objective is actually up above. And by that I mean the Raider boss, so... Look, a place where I can store things. Of course, I am going to have to remember that all this stuff is in here. And I probably won't. Well, for starters, enemies I don't want to know why there's a bunch of skulls and a ribcage in the fridge. As I was saying, enemies despawn, and I think if I put things in an actual container, they stay put until I come back for them. Alright, so I'm guessing there's an up somewhere around in here. Nope, that's actually a feral ghoul. Okay. Hey, and I went up a level. Goody. Pick up everything that I dropped off here. And just shove it all in there so that way I don't forget about it. Oh look, duct tape. Always need more adhesive. I think I cleaned out this area. So I guess next we do is go upstairs. As I grab pretty much everything on the way, because you never know what's going to be useful. As I said, I'm still at a point in the game where I pretty much grab everything not nailed down and whatever can pry back up, so there's that. Alright, so that's a Protectatron bay. Assuming that's the elevator. That's Jared. I'm guessing he's the boss. And I'm guessing he's dead now. So I could technically just simply up and leave, and job would be done. But there are still raiders here.
Come on out.
5 by the looks of it.
Nice and cool.
Dang it.
Trust me.
Oh, we've been made. That's a grenade. That's a lot of fire. Stand still. I think I just shot him in the butt. Not that I'm complaining. And there's definitely more than 5 people here now. That's a miss, and these are my last 5 rounds for Kenzie. Protectatron. Another raider. That's the turret. Last round. Where's that spotlight?
Christ.
I think I'm a little bit too far out for Piper to hit that turret.
I'll give you that.
Okay. One turret down. And sadly, there are two. Yes, I know I've picked up a new perk.
Fun, huh? I can do this all day.
So can I, at least until I run out of ammo. Or, you know, recording time. I was gonna let the Protectatron out, but I can't. Picked up some shotgun shells, so I can use that combat shotgun if I wanted to. There you are. Alright, so it still says that there's a danger, so someone's still here. Two of them, by the looks of it, and they seem to be below me for reasons. Could have sworn I cleared out the lower level. Alright, so here's Jared. He's the one that had all the safe keys.
Bingo.
There's also another episode of, well, I meant another magazine. Alright, so... I mean, I would say turn off all the turrets, but I think I blew them both up. Let's turn them off anyway. And this is just more lore stuff. So apparently, I probably should have read this in order. So they basically came to Lexington, set up shop. Nothing's working. And apparently he knew an old woman where she would take some drugs and then start babbling about vision after vision. And they all turned out to be true. And apparently this old woman who could see the future told him that he would become a monster. And apparently he was so into needing the site to get ahead that he started experimenting on himself and other people. And then eventually, they discover that there's a caravan heading this way. Some joker in a cowboy hat with a laser musket. In other words, Preston Garvey. And the old woman he's been looking for. So he sent Gristle to collect her, and I'm guessing I killed this Gristle earlier on. So, wiped out the rest of the bandits. That's always fun. And what's in this military crate? So, 5 10mm rounds, 15 bottle caps. A compensated armor-piercing 10mm auto pistol. And strengthened boiled leather right on. So, okay. And once again, I'm carrying too much stuff, but I'm unwilling to let all this good loot go to waste. Although technically, I do have a perk. Unfortunately, nothing. There's nothing I can really get that would up my carrying capacity. I mean, I could get a point, put the dump the point in strength, but that would, I think, only get me 10 carry weight, and I'm currently 45 over. And technically, I do have a grilled radstag. I do have a grilled radstag steak. No, it's just grilled radstag, which gives me 25 extra carry weight, but that would only put it at 65. So I would still technically be 20 units of weight over. So it really would not matter. And they're starting to shoot at me again. So somebody's still here. There you are. You really want to run at somebody who has a weapon, or a gun. I mean, he's got a turret iron, so I guess that makes sense. And there's the other raiders. So there's one other raider, I guess. So we just slowly walk our way down.
Just had to play hero, huh?
Yep. Of course, the one thing is, once you're overweight, you don't get further overweight. So this will be as slow as I actually go. So once I'm overweight, now that I'm overweight, I can just basically take everything,
Come back.
and it wouldn't affect anything else. Probably should have turned off the spotlights as well. I'm guessing the other two are...
Coward hides.
Oh, I'm not hiding. Where's Protectatron activation? Okay. Alright, I know I heard you, so you are around here somewhere. What's in here? Probably nothing of any great import. Alright, that should have gotten somebody's attention. They're still apparently lower than me.
I swear I must be going crazy.
I do kind of miss the perk where you can run while over encumbered, but yeah, I'm now at 302. Yeah, that's strong back 3. So we need 3 points to get that, and then 2 more just to get to strong back in the first place. So that's going to be 5 levels just for that. Meantime, I need to be level 14 in order to get the second point in local leader, which I am not at level 14 anyway, so I mean, I guess we put it in strength. 5 extra carrying capacity. Just take the elevator down.
Going down. Lower level.
So where did I put all that stuff? And where are those 2 extra raiders? That's the weapons storage. And as I said, I'm over encumbered, and once you're over encumbered, you don't get more over encumbered. So I might as well just grab everything I can. And walk very slowly to wherever I need to go. I don't think I've been here yet.
What the fuck was that?
Blood in my eyes!
That completely missed.
Why don't you just die?
Because you have yet to shoot enough bullets to kill me. Although he is certainly working on it. Right, so I think that's all the raiders now.
Hey,
Wrong button. Wanted to take those. Alright, so it says it's cleared, so there shouldn't be any more raiders here. Or hopefully any threats. Probably should not use my last one of my last couple of stim packs on that. I do also want to get access to the roof and see if I can loot all the raiders that were up there. Just simply because extra stuff. Because again, once you're over encumbered, there's no real point to not being further over encumbered because you're going to carry the exact same amount. Well, you're going to move at the exact same speed and everything anyway, so. Do also like grabbing every desk fan and typewriter I can, most notably desk fans because they include. That was a mine I did not see. Anyway, I was going to say they include gears and springs, which are useful for, well, pretty much anything I like building. Right. So since I don't really want to, well, since I'm running low on time for the video, and I don't really want to walk all the way back to Sanctuary Hills or even Ten Pines Bluff, we're going to go back into Corvega, find a spot I can store all the stuff that I'm carrying in. Alright, so hopefully that stuff won't despawn by the time I manage to get back here. And also the guys that I killed on the roof won't despawn by the time I get back here. But if not, then I kept everything that I wanted to keep. In the meantime, let's head back to 10 Pines Bluff, and this time we will fast travel there, just simply because, again, time. Oh, and the caravan showed up, so there's a merchant here now. Who do I talk to?
Hi.
You find those raiders?
Yep.
Their history. Now, what do you say about joining the Minutemen? Helping others when they need it.
You helped us, so it'd be pretty ungrateful of us to turn our backs on other folks. If we want things to get better, we've got to start helping each other. So, we're in. You can count on us if you need help down the line. Thanks again, friend.
Alright, so now we have access to 10 Pines Bluff Workshop, which means we can now build things at 10 Pines Bluff. All the benefits of this settlement. Well, 2 of those benefits. But that's another issue for not right now, so let's head back to Preston Garvey and tell him about our success. And because I, again, don't want to walk all the way back there, because everybody saw it on the way too, so there's no reason to show it on the way from. And where is Preston? There
Things
you
are
are.
tough now, but they'll get better.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen.
That's great news. I knew you were the right person for the job. By the way, you should have one of these flare guns. You can use it to signal for help from any nearby Minutemen. It'll get more and more useful as we get more allied settlements. Eventually, you'll have help wherever you need it. I guess you know I'm one of the last of the Minutemen. But I never really told you what happened to us.
Are you really the last Minuteman?
Maybe not literally. There must be a lot of former Minutemen out there who gave it up in disgust after the Quincy massacre. But we were the last active group of Minutemen. And now, well, it's just me.
What was the Quincy massacre?
I thought everyone in the Commonwealth knew about that by now. Where the
They've been
Minutemen
stuck in a
betrayed
vault.
each other and the people they were supposed to protect. I was with Colonel Hollis's group. A mercenary group called the Gunners was attacking Quincy. The people there called for the Minutemen to help. We were the only ones that came. The other groups, they just turned their backs on us and the folks in Quincy. Only a few of us got out alive. Colonel Hollis was dead, so I ended up in charge of the survivors. We never found a safe place to settle. One disaster after another. You saw how it ended in Concord?
I know how it feels to be the last survivor.
Yeah, I guess you do. That's why I'm talking to you. I can't rebuild the Minutemen, but I think you can.
Why can't you lead the Minutemen?
That's not who I am. I can get my men through a firefight. I can defend a perimeter against all odds. But that's not going to be enough to bring the Minutemen back from the brink. We need someone who can bring the whole Commonwealth together in a common cause. And I think you've got it in you to be that leader.
Yes, through blood-soaked conquest.
What makes you think I can do this?
You saved us in Concord. There wasn't anything in it for you. You had your own problems to deal with, but you did it anyway. That kind of selflessness has been in mighty short supply around here for quite a while.
Can you explain what the Minutemen are all about?
We're citizen soldiers. The people of the Commonwealth banding together to protect ourselves and decide our own future. That was the original idea, and it was a good one. The Minutemen fell apart because our leaders forgot what we were supposed to stand for. I think you're the one who can bring the Minutemen back and bring the whole Commonwealth together.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good.
Why not?
Good. Welcome aboard. I feel like this is a whole new start for the Minutemen and the Commonwealth, too. Don't worry. I'll be right beside you all the way, General.
Why are you calling me General?
The leader of the Minutemen has always held the rank of General. Our last leader was General Becker. After he died back in '82, nobody could agree on who should take his place. The one good thing about being the last Minuteman is there's no one to argue with me when I say you're the new general. Now it's your job to make it more than an empty title. I've got something a bit different for you.
Okay, we're just gonna stand there, or?
Right.
Our scouts have found a promising spot for a new settlement. The trouble is that some kind of vicious beasts are lairing there. Once you clear it out, set up a radio beacon to let settlers know about it. Before you know it, we'll have a thriving new farm instead of wasteland. We'll take back the Commonwealth, one piece at a time.
Thriving farm and Starlight Drive-In. Yeah, not going to happen. Well, because I know where what Starlight Drive-In is. It's a drive-in movie theater. The entire thing's covered by asphalt. There's practically no ground to grow things on. In fact, until they invented the garden plot, I couldn't really grow much of anything. Still, it holds promise. I mean, it is... Say it is right there. So it's actually on the way to Corvega Assembly Plant. But it is basically, well, a movie theater. I think I actually walked clean past it on the way to the Corvega. But it is, in addition to having almost no space to grow food, it does offer quite a few extra things. It is a large area, so I can get quite a few people there, and there are other benefits. It's actually one of my favorite places to build a settlement in, outside of, well, Sanctuary Hills, and I think there's one other settlement that ends up being off in this area. That was another nice place to build in. But, so I now have 4 settlements I gotta keep track of and build things in. Well, Starlight Drive-In hasn't been taken yet, so it's an option, but it's not technically the one of the settlements. But I have Sanctuary Hills, or just known as Sanctuary, Abernathy Farm, Ten Pines Bluff, and Red Rocket Truck Stop. And the easiest way to actually build settlements is to connect everything via caravan routes. And while I could have everything going back and forth in Sanctuary, there have been times when, you know, I get enough settlements going to one area, I can't put in any more supply lines. So what I like doing is having one central hub, which every location in the area focuses on. So, like, for instance, Red Rocket's in between Abernathy Farm, Ten Pines Bluff, and Sanctuary, and technically Starlight Drive-In. So every settlement I eventually get my grubby little mittens on in this area has their supply line going to Red Rocket Truck Stop. And then everything I think south of Starlight Drive-In goes to Starlight Drive-In, which is another reason why I like it. And everything... Then there's, I think, another area, Hangman's Alleyway, down around here, which ends up being my another hub, which connects to Starlight. So, a lot of stuff I gotta build, a lot of stuff I gotta go around and searching for. I do also have to go back to Corvega to loot and pillage everything I left behind. As well as build something in Ten Pines Bluff, as well as getting people in Red Rocket Truck Stop, because I can't have a supply hub with nobody in there and it being completely undefended. And I also do have to look back up at Abernathy Farm, because they're 3 people and very little defenses. So while I am in the process of rebuilding the Minutemen and giving us a nice civilization to rebuild, it's basically bare bones. You know, Light Breeze comes in with a heavy firepower and everybody's dead type deal. So I got to build all that up, plus continue looking for the character's son, and eventually get to Diamond City, where the actual storyline of the game continues. But all of that is going to be another issue for another day, because I'm going to call it here.
Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.